celebrate some of the many achievements of our wonderful students. And I'd especially like to thank the family and friends of our award recipients for coming out. I'm sure that they appreciate your love and support. I'd like to ask Dr. Eric Link, the chair of the department, to come up and say a few words, and then Dr. Charles Hall will present the first of our undergraduate awards.
It's my distinct pleasure to follow Dr. Esquivel by welcoming you here to the annual award ceremony here in the English department. This is our favorite day of the year. We work all year to get to this moment where we get to come together with students, family, friends, faculty in one room to celebrate some of the work that we've been doing over the past 12 months. It's our great privilege as faculty in this department to get to work with such fantastic students, and we couldn't be more pleased to have an opportunity to congratulate some people on their great work. I do want to just add a couple thank yous into what will be extremely brief remarks. I was told to be short here, or I would get yanked from the stage. First, I just want to thank Dr. Esquivel for all the work he has done putting this event together and emceeing it today and keeping us all on track. But behind the scenes, the entire department owes a great deal of thanks to Sarah Ellis, sitting in the back there. She has, this really wouldn't be possible with all of the great work that Sarah does to get everything organized and the programs put together, the it's made and whatnot. So thank you, Sarah, and thank you, Dr. Esquivel. I've been working on a project recently that has me thinking a great deal about global citizenship in the 21st century. And as I've been working on this particular project, it has made an impression on me once again how vital the role is that an English department plays in the modern university. Global citizenship in the 21st century requires critical thinking skills, communication skills, clear writing, good thinking, good expression of thought, critical and analytical reading ability. These are the key skills associated with being a global citizen. The world is shrinking, as we know, every year, and it requires people to be able to talk to one another and be able to think clearly and express ideas. I truly believe that the work we're doing here in the Department of English is at the cutting edge of establishing the next generation of great thinkers and scholars, leading us into the 21st, through the 21st, and into the next century. So what we're celebrating here today are some of the great achievements in this department in that set of skills, great writing, great analytical ability, clear expression, great thinking, and it's our distinct pleasure to have you here today to celebrate these awards. So that's it from me. I get the pleasure of being able to sit up here and shaking hands, which is another reason why it's such a lovely day in the Department of English, at least for me. So with that, I turn it over to Dr. Charles.
Thank you. Indeed, the world is not shrinking, it's actually expanding. We've gone from a global village to a global city. We meet people we never would have met before a century ago. We meet people who are so unlike us, so different from us, that we can barely understand them. And through literature, through linguistics, through professional writing, and through the other fields of English, we can learn more about those people. And it's my pleasure. Well, I'm really excited to be able to participate in the awards ceremony. This is really my favorite day of the year because I get to see the result, the smiles of all the hard work that our students have done. It's really amazing when you think about the students that came in 3-4 years ago and how they've changed and how they've developed. And it's also really exciting for me as an ESL person to see the awards from the other concentrations, to see what kind of work our students can do, and to see the breadth and the depth of our English department. So I hope you enjoy the videos. Thank you. And it's my pleasure to present the first award to someone who's done exactly this. Before I say what she's done in English, I'd like to comment on her abilities as a universal citizen of the university. This person, or Dr. Thompson, would you stand for a moment, please? Dr. Thompson is from the Arts and Science, and he had the pleasure of presenting several awards to this person for her work in anthropology. Not only is she a 4.0 in English, she was a 4.0 in anthropology and did a great deal of work. In addition to that, she was one of the leading forces in the University of Memphis Lesbian and Gay Straight Alliance, and brought the idea of equality to all here to the university. So I would like to present the Distinguished Scholarship Award for an English undergraduate student to Kelly Gilliam, who's so Let's go straight on now to the next award, and this is my favorite award to give. This is also my favorite day of the year because I get to come to the 4th floor. I'm normally kept in the closet next to the vending machines on the 2nd floor, but once a year, Dr. Lane allows me to come to the 4th floor and speak with people. So I'm really excited. I will be happy to talk to you in the luncheon, and you can enjoy my pleasure of being up here. But I would like to present the awards to the Joseph and June Riley Essay Contest. How many of you actually remember Dr. Riley? Exactly. Each year, unfortunately, fewer and fewer hands are being raised. When I first came, Dr. Riley, when I first came in 1984, a very interesting year to be anywhere. When I first came, he was the senior professor here on the university. He had been here longer than anyone else and continued that honor until he retired, at which point Dr. Battle took over that honor. And he was a spectacular person, but what many of us remember him most for was his roses. He lived just across the railroad track, and every day in spring he would bring in bouquets and bouquets and bouquets of roses. Well, after he retired, he decided to establish a virtual rose fund, and this is the Joseph Riley Essay Contest. This is for the best essays in upper division classes. And so anyone who takes any upper division classes in English, whether it's in creative writing, professional writing, linguistics, poetry even, can present an award. So let's begin with the 3rd place, Lindsay Randall. There you go. Now, Lindsay wrote a brilliant paper on the bully, a very topical subject. And of course, she had expert guidance from one of our very finest instructors who is now about to perform some yoga move, I see. Professor Kathy Dice, would you please stand? Yes. We instructors like to think that no student can write without us, maybe. So thank you so much. Remember the fake handshake.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
We've hired our very own paparazzi. I should mention that April will be taking her camera to Afghanistan this summer. So, wish her goodbye. Our 2nd place winner goes to Kim Morrison, who also has a really, where are you, Kim? Oh, there you go. Why do you work hard to hide from me? Okay, so Kim Morrison wrote an amazing paper called, and I have to quote this because otherwise I'm going to get myself in trouble, Dracula's Groupies, How Being a Sex Pot in the Victorian Era Was a Bad Thing. So, please come and accept your award. And I owe Lindsay an award. You receive not only a beautiful certificate, but even more importantly, a check. A real one. Okay. Thank you so much. And in the 1st place winner goes to Catherine Pinkstock. Where's Catherine? There you are. Okay. And Catherine also was a student of Stacy Smith. Please stand again. Another exciting essay on one of my favorite, this is actually really not really, it is one of my favorite novels. He and I have long discussions about how many novels I hate. The ambiguous nature of The Heart of Darkness and Marlowe as a character. A brilliant paper about a brilliant novel. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Hall.
Yes.
I would like to invite Professor Carlos Bolton to present our next set of awards, the Gein and Collins Awards.
So, in the same vein as Dr. Lane being really brief with her comments, I'll be the same.
I'll be operating in that same vein because I have 12 awards to present to the Eaton College recipients. And these were established by two of our former colleagues whose desire was to recognize and acknowledge and honor some great writers that happen to come to our English department. We're so gracious to have them, and so it is my privilege to give these awards out. As I mentioned, I have 12 awards to give, so my bio is going to be rather brief. And I did contact the students asking them to be here, and not all of them said they would be able to show up today. So I will be calling their names nonetheless, and we shall see if they will actually be here. Okay, so as Dr. Charles did set the standard, I'm going to go in reverse order of third place, second place, and then first place. This award is given out to the 1010 section finalists, and the third place winner is Natalie Phillips, who happens to be a joint student of both myself and Sarah Tyler, but I don't think Natalie's here today. I think she's studying. Why would she be doing that on study day? Okay, so we're going to the second place winner, and I do apologize if I mispronounced any names. The second place winner is a pre-nursing major who is a student of Devin Taylor's, and this is Arden Ray. I'm assuming Arden was not able to make it to this. Our first place winner is an electrical engineering major who is the student of Dr. Tammy Jones, Dr. Tammy Jones, and this is David Arleno. David? Okay.
He's wiring something.
Studious students are known for studying on study day. Okay, so then we move on to our 1020 section. These are finalists for the research paper. And our third place student is a philosophy major. This is Sarah Beth Tyler's student, Nick Tominello. Nick? They will be on reserve in the English office for them to pick up later. This second place winner student I know is here. This is an English major. She's also a joint student of myself and Dr. Eileen Henders. This is Amy Irvin.
Congratulations, stand here, right?
And the first place winner is also a student of Devin Taylor. This is Brian T. McGrath. Thank you for showing up.
Congratulations. Well done.
The third section is for the literary heritage section, and these are our finalists. This student is a chemistry/biology major, and this is Sarah Tyler, student as well. This is Michael Victor Angelo.
Mr. Angelo,
Our second place winner is an English major. This is Terry Michelaitis students, and Alexandra R. Hooper. No. And the first place winner is a bit of a stretch in terms of the major. This is a vocal performance student. This is Ren Denton student, Jacqueline School. The final three awards are for the African American Literary Heritage course. I'm actually glad to really present these 3 awards because all 3 of the next students have to be students from my class. And they all they all did the same assignment. They had to do a slave narrative. I can tell you these were 3 of the best slave narratives that were written last semester. They are sample papers as of this semester. And these are also students who are in my Hall of Fame writing. So 3rd place winner is one of my online students who I just recently met this semester because it was an online class. This is a philosophy major, and this is Amanda Johnson.
I know.
Second place recipient is also an online student from my last semester class. This is from Professional Studies. This is Heiner Jeter. And finally, my first place winner, this is my top griot from last semester. This is Ms. Shayla Sullivan, who's also an English major.
Congratulations.
Well, that's true. We should congratulate Dr. Bolton on having his students sweet. So obviously this is a kind of impromptu catch-22 test. If you really deserved these awards, you wouldn't have time to come here and collect them. Our next award is the Children's Literature Award, and I'd like to invite Dr. Lori Cahoon to come up and present it.
I don't give this award every year, but I give it every once in a while when I find a student who is especially deserving, someone who really cares about children's literature. And this particular student is Eileen Hinder's student. And she's done a lot with children's literature in the community projects in the elementary schools. And she did a presentation for Dr. Hinder's class, and that's when I saw her. And it was on Brian Selznick's Wonderstruck. Follows our student next one, Brian Selznick's Wonderstruck. So John Myers is just
Thanks, Dr. Cahoon. Our next award is the Elizabeth Phillips Memorial Scholarship, and I'm happy to invite our longest tenured faculty member, Dr. Mary Badelet, to present the award.
The first person I will present an award to is Tiffany Davis. And Tiffany, I saw you here earlier today, and if you would come up and tell us about you, you majored in English, and you're going to continue majoring in English. That's correct. You can't give us the award. But you also majored in African American Studies. In addition to being a mother of a 4-year-old daughter, you work hard academically and maintain strong relationships with your professors. And if some of your professors are here, I hope that
Dr. Turner and Dr. Stacy.
very good, very good. So after graduation, I understand you plan to teach high school English and share your knowledge with the future generation. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
The next winner and the last winner of the Elizabeth Phillips Scholarship is Jasemine Neely. And Jasemine has come forward. You also have to major in English. Yeah, you know, you're doing it. You're doing it if you didn't. But you also minor in women's studies and gender roles. And you have a concentration in English as a second language. And I know some of your professors are here, and if you raise your hands, I think.
Dr. Sebastian, Dr. Esquivel, Dr. Bell.
On the first generation, who mentor inner city elementary school girls who have at least one parent who is incarcerated.
Yes.
And after graduation, you plan to pursue a career in education and graduate.
Thank you, Dr. Battle. Professor Kathy Dice is here to present the Emily Atkinson Brooks Memorial Scholarship.
Which also goes to Ms. Jasemine. The Emily Brooks Memorial Scholarship was established 6 years ago now, after the death of Emily, who was a long-time part-time instructor in this department and a tutor downstairs in the English Learning Center. And after Emily's death, the family established this scholarship specifically for very hardworking and intelligent English majors who intended to go into the teaching profession. And as Dr. Battle said, Ms. Jasemine Neely is an English major with a concentration in ESL and a minor in women's studies and gender roles. She is a member of Black Scholars Unlimited. She is a member of African American Educators of Tomorrow. And she is a volunteer at Dream Academy to mentor young girls whose families are going through some really rough times. She had 2 glowing letters of recommendation from several of her professors who praised not just her strong writing skills, but her work ethic, her reliability, her leadership, and her initiative. Dr. Esquivel says that Jasemine will make an excellent teacher and mentor, and praised her for not being afraid to take risks, but she still grounds her work in real-world sensibilities. She is a pleasure to have in the classroom.
This is my mom, my grandmother, my grandfather, and this is my boyfriend behind me.
All of us granddad. No friend.
Jasemine has a very, very outgoing personality. She is very smart, and once she set her mind to doing something, she does it and she gets it done. She has a beautiful heart on the inside and out.
In my free time, I volunteer. I'm a part of African American Educators for Tomorrow, and we go out and we mentor to young girls. I want to be a teacher in order to share my knowledge.
Well, I'm an education major as well, so with her in the English department, I kind of see her working hard to fulfill her dreams because it actually helps her form ideas and follow her passions. And this English department has really helped her to shape her future. And I'm really proud of it.
We'll now be presenting awards to the graduate students, and I'd like to invite Dr. Vernon Mitchell, who is graduate director, to say a few words, and then Professor Courtney Santos will be presenting the Creative Writing Awards.
All right, thank you, Jeff. As the graduate director, I just wanted to come up and just convey my appreciation to our graduate students. I don't see all of you very often, so this is certainly a special time for me. And in case there's any doubt, I do want you to know that the faculty really appreciates all the hard work that you do. Sometimes you probably don't realize that. And for the audience, I'd like for you all to know that we have approximately 210 graduate students. They come from across the country, also several international students. And our students are pursuing 3 different degree programs, the MA, Master of Arts in English, the Master of Fine Arts in Creative Writing, and the PhD in English. This year is special because we're graduating our highest number of PhD students, 6 in a couple of weeks. And we also have 13 students who are receiving MFAs. So I think the faculty is certainly proud of your accomplishments. And with that, I will have my colleagues come up and give the award.
Good morning. I am really excited to present our Creative Writing Concentration Awards. One thing that's unique about these particular set of awards is we strip all the names off the entries and send them off to outside judges. So it's a fair playing field, and the best rises to the top in this way. Our first recipient is Alyssa Campagne. Alyssa won for her story Tantrums, which the judge remarked was a very tight and compelling fight between 2 sisters, which I'm just hoping we'll see in the Oh, I have a sister, me fight. Our next recipient is Jasemine. Jasemine, although is a poet, actually won for our nonfiction essay. And we are just so proud that you did enter in nonfiction, not just poetry. One of the great things about our members of our program is they do take courses in all genres and do excel in all of them. I think Justin graduated from Memphis, right? So he's now absorbed your undergraduate. Now you can stay at University of Memphis. Jenny Letterer is our recipient for poetry. Jenny, I think, has found a new voice in poetry, and has come to love for her this year, although she is writing her thesis. So congratulations. Our final award is our service award, and this is going to be given to two individuals this year. Tara Mae Mulroy could not be with us. Tara is one of our most published graduates. She has publications of poetry in more than 18 different journals. And the other award will be given to Patty Meredith. I know Patty's here. Very special place in my heart for Patty. Patty and I both got introduced to the MFA program through Richard Bouch's mom's workshop. And Patty is a part-time student, and it's very hard to go to school part-time and actually finish. And she's well on her way to graduating honors. I'm very, very proud of her work. And you're picking up her. Okay. Thank you.
Back to again, Dr. Charles Hall to present the ESL Concentration Award.
ESL is a very strange creature in an English department because we work with people who don't speak English well. And we help them become part of the community or become part of the world by giving them a tool, English, that allows them to communicate with others. This year, the award was relatively easy to give because someone dedicated hundreds of hours to convince Memphians to leave. He spent hours in my office talking with undergraduates and graduates who come in and said, I don't know what to do with my life. Now, how many of you in this room have said that? I say it every morning. So this person would sit in my office, and his job was to talk to people about their opportunities and how a part-time career, 300-500 years, of teaching English around the world could actually help them and the world too. Not only that, he served as the student member of a very, very difficult hiring committee in ESL. And additionally, he's going to be the co-teacher trainer for our international TEFL certificate program, both in Undergraduate, Spain, and in Pilsen, the Czech Republic. So Robert Jordan has had a busy, busy year. I should also add that he's a professional musician. So not when he is not sending people away, he performs under the pseudonym. Well, maybe it's not a pseudonym, maybe this is the real name. Bobby Memphis. So Bobby Memphis. What? Secret. Oh, sorry. Oh, you're supposed to be holding this. You one more
Dr. Hall. Dr. Josh Phillips will be presenting the Literature Concentration Award.
I just want to say that we, in the literature concentration, did have a little bit of trouble deciding to give this award because we had so many really, really excellent applicants. And this award is based on a writing sample that is turned in, and I will say that the writing sample that won, which was called Band of Brothers and was an analysis of Shakespeare's Henry V with a Lacanian and Zizek'ian slant, was written for my class. Although I was not the judge of this award, so there was no funny stuff there. And the writer of this paper is Stephen Leek, who is finishing up his MA right now and is continuing on in the PhD program and has an interest in modernism, although the fact that he wrote this on Shakespeare shows that he should be an early modernist, but we'll discuss that with him later on. Right now, I just want to invite him up and congratulate him for his excellent work.
Dr. Phillips. Dr. Susan Popham will come up and present awards in composition and in professional writing.
The composition studies concentration has chosen Amy Pratt, one of our graduate students, for the award in our concentration. For her work on the search committee, hiring committee this year, which lasted almost the full academic year, and almost 80 different applicants that she read materials for and helped squire around town and met meetings and various other things. As well as her work teaching upper division classes, thinking through her curriculum, choosing textbooks, planning, syllabi, and whatnot. We were quite impressed with her talents. For the Society of Technical Communications Scholarship, this is a scholarship that we give every year to either an undergraduate or a graduate student who is majoring in professional writing. It is a fund that we developed, I think, about a dozen years ago through a series of things like bake sales and craft sales and things like that. They came up with, scraped together enough funds to offer this scholarship every year to a deserving student. This year we chose Boyd Baxter Buck.
Dr. Popham. Dr. Leslie Graff will present the MA Service Award.
I'm pleased to give our MA Service Award to Hannah Huber. Hannah is an MA student in literature, and she served as one of my graduate assistants this semester. Hannah is our first department videographer, and she has really gone above and beyond the call of duty. She's established our first YouTube channel, so if you don't get enough of the English department, you can find us on YouTube. Just search for University of Memphis English Department. Hannah has recently put together some videos that explain and give us a little more information about each of our concentrations. She will also be leaving this and putting up today's awards on our YouTube channel. So if you want to see this all over, don't go to YouTube.
All right, thank you, Dr. Graff. I'd like to now invite Professor Carrie Holliday to present many of our graduate awards. She'll be up here for a while.
Delighted to recognize the recipients of our 2011 Graduate Research Awards. First, Jenny Butterworth. Jenny is a fiction MFA student who graduated from Tufts University and grew up in Rhode Island. She likes pie. And she's a photographer as well as designer. Congratulations. Also a recipient of our 2011 Graduate Research Award is Angela Esquivel. Angela completed the dissertation in applied linguistics and will graduate in May 2012, in part thanks to support provided by the Graduate Research Award. Angela says that the grant not only made graduation possible, but it also allowed her time for concentrated research. Because of that, she has participated in ESL workshops and conference presentations this year, and is now a sought-after consultant on ESL issues. Congratulations. We have 3 recipients for our Graduate Research Award for the year 2012. That will be this coming academic year. First of all, Elizabeth is a fiction MFA student who studied English literature at Lewis and Clark College, Portland, Oregon. She grew up in a small coastal town in Oregon and has particular talent for finding intact sand dolls. Her story, Cracks, was featured as a story of the day by Narrative Magazine. Congratulations. Not only has Greg served as the leader of the English Department's Science Fiction Discussion Group this year, but he's in the process of becoming a nationally recognized authority on the subject. Greg has not only published an article in the
internationally known academic journal, Extrapolation, but is the author of many excellent science fiction stories. His PhD dissertation covers new territory by examining Darwin's influence on the portrayal of the late 19th and early 20th century alien monster, making him eminently worthy of the Dissertation Fellowship Award. Great Anna Gal. Few people anyway know more about the literary vampire than Anna, also known as Grace Gal, does. She began her work on literary vampires during her BA studies and is now writing a PhD dissertation on the changes in the visual and verbal representations of the Anglo-American vampire over the past 2 centuries and what these changes mean for our culture. She has published 2 articles on the vampire in international journals and has given a paper at a national conference in Boston. She's eminently worthy of the Dissertation Fellowship Award. The Lawrence and Sarah Wynn English Fellowship Award this year goes to Everett Lee. Having received his BA with honors and his MA from the University of Memphis, Everett is currently a PhD student in literary and cultural studies with a focus in the early modern period. He's preparing to take comments and begin work on his dissertation, which will examine the work of John Milton in light of biblical typologies. In 2009, he won the English Department's Award for Best Literature Paper. Everett, congratulations. This is for our award winner for the Dr. Lawrence and Sarah Wynn Scholarship Award for Christine Cavaleras. Christine's course papers demonstrate that she has original ideas on a variety of literary topics relating to Victorian fantasy, ranging from the character Heathcliff in Wuthering Heights to the religious significance of Bram Stoker's Dracula. And she recently presented a well-received paper on Dracula at a national conference. She's interested in exploring the influence of Victorian fantasy literature on modern fantasy, including the works of J.R.R. Tolkien. Because of her interest in and contributions to the study of the late Victorian period, she's very deserving of the Wynne Award. Congratulations. The William and Martha Donegan Scholarship. The award goes to Lisa Sickey. Specializes in studying the role of women in early modern culture, especially in the radically new and more highly sexualized roles offered them in Restoration and 18th century culture. Although she's primarily interested in comedy, her interests include a wide variety of poetry, including writing and prose narrative. She excels in all of them. We are delighted to present the Ruth and Henry Lowe Sharp 2012 Scholarship to Brent Ben. Brent Ben has completed both the MA and MFA degree from the University of Memphis. And since then, she has distinguished herself as a promising PhD candidate. Her dissertation, which focuses on Southern literature, is almost complete, and it offers exciting new work on the significance of Mardi Gras performance and the complexities of race and history in William Faulkner and other major writers. A cursory glance at Brent Benton's CV with his many academic presentations and services to the profession reveals an emerging scholar whose devotion to literary study and teaching is nothing short of exemplary. Receiving also the Ruth and New Jersey. She completed her undergraduate degree at Susquehanna University. Most recently, she served as the editor of The Pinch, and she agrees with Nietzsche that we should consider everyday laws on which we have not danced at least once. Receiving the Ruth and Henry Loeb Scharf 2012 Scholarship, Justin Decatur. Justin is a poetry student in the MFA program. He's from Lynchburg, Tennessee. He has completed his undergraduate degree in philosophy at Florida. He has been known to wear skinny ties. Receiving the Ruth and Henry Loeb Scharf 2012 Scholarship, Colleen Paul. Colleen is a nonfiction student in the MFA program. She went to law school. She was recently awarded a fellowship that covers tuition and room and board at a 2-month graduate, how do you pronounce HY course at the Andes to Amazon Field School in the Ecuadorian Amazon. Colleen Pauling is an explorer. This fellowship is part of the Foreign Language and Area Studies program, which is the U.S. Department of Education program for endangered languages administered by the university. Our final recipient for the Ruth and Henry Loeb Scharf 2012 Scholarship, Thomas Easton. Tom is a nonfiction student in our MFA program, a graduate of Truman State University. He plans to spend part of his summer researching the music scene in Los Angeles, and he will be editor of The Pinch this fall.
All right, Professor Holliday, thank you very much. And Professor Popham is back again to present some teaching awards for our graduate students.
Last year we established a teaching award, an award for exemplary and outstanding teaching by a teaching assistant. We made this award in honor of one of our long-term faculty members who had done much to work with and mentor new teaching assistants. So I wanted to just take a brief moment to again recognize Rebecca Arnold. Next year, although she doesn't know it, she'll be asked to give the award. So, but this year I was honored to work with the committee that chose 2 very fine teachers. The first teacher, Anna Grace Gall, has been with us for 5 years. Anna, come on up. Yeah. We're very excited to give this award to Anna for her long-term and outstanding work as a very fine teacher in our department. Thank you. The second teaching award goes to a new teaching assistant. One whose work as a role model of exemplary teaching, thinking through pedagogical strategies, working with other and new TAs and mentoring people in her mentor group. We wanted to recognize the teaching work of Marilyn Bloss.
Thanks again, Dr. Popham, and I'd like to invite Professor Holliday up again to present our highest honor that we award to a graduate student in the department.
I'm delighted to announce this year's winner for the Outstanding Graduate Student Award goes to Anna Esquivel. Dr. Reggie Martin says it's rare to meet intellects that one is genuinely impressed with, In our business, one often runs into smart people or people who think they're smart. So bumping into smart people is easy. But when you meet a genuinely smart person, you're taken aback. One such really smart person is Dr. Anna Esquivel. She is a smart and even geniusy person, and her dissertation on the powers of women in the erotic in literature will change our world. I'm also pleased to announce that Anna is the recipient of the Graduate Assistant Meritorious Teaching Award from the College of Arts and Sciences.
They have been wonderful to me, and the faculty is amazing, and the student community is wonderful, and I look forward to seeing what else comes out of this department. I'm hoping for a job, and to continue teaching, and to continue doing scholarship.
And just before we go, I'd like to thank the many people who worked very hard to make this award ceremony possible. Dr. Mary Battle, Professor Carlos Bolton. Dr. Battle. Professor Carlos Bolton. Dr. Lori Cahoon. Professor Kathy Dice. Ms. Berlinda Franklin, is Berlinda here? Okay, she did food, which is the most important. Dr. Charles Hall. Professor Carrie Holliday. Professor Tammy Jones, is Tammy here? Dr. Eric Link. Professor Werner Mitchell. Professor Josh Phillips. Dr. Susan Popham. Professor Courtney Sento. All of our anonymous and discerning judges for all the awards, and especially Ms. Sarah Ellis.